We are live with the episode of CRL 360 this week. I am joined here by my co-host and guest, Liam Ryan, the Manly coach Chili Jombers, and Ash Crutcher. How we going, boys?
Yeah, good, mate.
Good.
So this week we have a very big episode coming up. We have, for starters, we're going to be summing up each of the games from this weekend. We'll then head off and look at our Team of the Least and Power rankings before we even look at how we think the competition is going to end up with our mid-season ladder predictions. Finally, we'll then predict each game of the round. It's the Magic Round, boys. Are we hyped?
Yeah.
Yes.
This is going to be a big, big round. The first game of the round, obviously, Jilly, you were involved in this one. The Knights were defeated once again, 3 losses to begin the season, at the hands of the Manly Sea Eagles, 28-20. What were our thoughts on this game?
As Manly coach, I guess I'll go first. I was really impressed with this game. I thought a lot of the changes that I made were really good. And also, not to mention, Tommy Turbo finally hitting his straps, finally doing the devastating Tommy Turbo things. And he was really impressive. He really carried us, made a lot of line breaks. Yeah, he was just really good, and I was really impressed with it. And I'm just happy that a lot of my changes paid off.
I was glad they paid off, but I think that there still was a bit of a concern there from the Sea. It was like they still considered 20 points for the team coming last. Like I don't think that's up to stand with what they should be expecting.
No, I don't think there's any concern. I think that penalties are just the big thing that's kind of screwed us over. That's honestly it. It's just been penalties. We would have thrashed the Roosters in round 1 if we didn't give away those 3 penalties. And we would have had another shot at the Panthers in round 2. So penalties are just the big thing.
I think you even considered like 2 or 3 penalties against the Knights, didn't you?
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Maybe there could be another thing that's waiting for you. I think there's always something in your way. I've got a saying, and it's proved me wrong heaps of times. If you're cruising, something's wrong because you shouldn't be cruising. Something's going to happen to stop the cruise control. It's always going to break, I think.
The question is when would that happen though? I mean, Jilly's hoping it never happens. He just cruises along the entire competition.
Man, you can't be too
Complacent.
Yeah, complacent. That's why.
Yeah, if you're complacent, obviously, you guys versus the Raiders next week. You'd think it'd be easy match, but you guys have had a pretty good draw recently.
No. I don't think that's an easy match at all.
You know? I mean, they haven't won a game yet though.
Yeah, I still think they have the squad. I mean, the Raiders are not an easy opponent, not at all. They could definitely fire at some point, and I don't consider it easy.
All right, then. I guess does anyone have anything to say on this match? I guess we'll move on to another game. The Panthers defeated the Raiders 14-8. Wasn't the most convincing performance by Panthers. The Raiders were in fact leading for a bit, but they still got the job done. Raiders, they just seem to be a bit off the mark at the moment, don't they?
Yeah, as I said, as I predicted, I didn't think the Raiders were going to win. So
yeah, I think the Raiders are a tough one to sort of predict. Like I think they have the ability to win against anything in the competition. And I thought for a moment they were going to win against the Panthers. Like they were playing really well. It was just a couple slick passes down to the wing pride and got them at home in the end. Yeah, I also think I think I don't really know what the Raiders more can do. They just haven't seemed to hit their straps yet. If they hit their straps, I could easily see if we're going on a run and push it for the finals. I just don't think they will at the moment, to be honest. I guess we'll move on to the next game of the round, unless anyone else has anything to say.
No, I don't.
We'll move on to the next game of the round. The Tigers 24 versus the Roosters 6. What were our thoughts on this game, boys?
What the fuck is going on with the Tigers? They look like a completely different team.
They've just turned over a new leaf.
Yeah, I mean, they're a completely different side. We all predicted them to be last, and I think.
Yeah, I think
they were the teams predicted last. And we'll see later. I've got a bit of a bold prediction about the Tigers. It probably will surprise heaps of people. But yeah, I think the Tigers have been going really well.
They've been going. I mean, they haven't. Have they versed? I think they'll find it really struggling when they verse Panthers or Sea Eagles. But for the moment, they've been going swimmingly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they haven't struggled. I think the best team they've already versed so far has been the Broncos, and they won. The other two teams they versed, who did they verse last week? Did they beat last week?
They beat the Eels.
Eels. They beat the Eels, who we'll talk more about the Eels later. They're in a bit of a mess at the moment, but and then on top of that, you got to look at it from the other end. The only time Roosters could score that game was from a ball that was hit the ground, and you could easily say it was a knock on. I thought it was a knock on. I'd say it's very controversial that it wasn't called a knock on. What are your thoughts on that play?
I don't know.
No try,
I didn't
try.
really see it.
No try.
Yeah, I thought it was a no try, personally. I thought there was no. I think it was a poor call from the refs. We already had an NSL blob about a call later, which we'll talk about later. But I think that one was another poor decision made. Decision by the refs. But I don't get fined for it because I'm not a coach.
Yeah.
I
I guess you
lucky.
could get fired from your job, though.
Well, I sort of own this, so you know.
True.
Yeah.
Damn.
Fired. Imagine that happened, though. That'd be sad.
Anyway, guess we move on to the next game. The Broncos defeated the
Broncos,
Rabbitohs 24-18. Boys, what do we think of this game?
Don't really know. Good game for
I thought the Broncos were dominant, to be honest, and they scored a lot of points.
Yeah, they were. I mean, they didn't score any points in the second half, but they didn't need to. They just took their straps at the end of the second half. Like, you saw Anthony Milford, he just lit up the place at the end of the second half. I don't know what's happened to him, but he's just a new leaf. The Broncos better hope they can retain on to him past this season, because he's an absolute gun at the moment.
Something I will say about the Broncos is they have a really good ability of scoring a lot of points quickly and in clumps.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's kind of like they're scoring 20 points all at once. And they did it in this game, and I think they did it in the previous game, right?
They scored 18 points in the last 10 minutes.
Yes.
18 points in the last 10 minutes, yeah. It was. It's just
It's
like
they've got the ability there to score lots of.
But the thing is, though, outside of that period, they're struggling to score points. So if you can stop them from hitting that
Yeah,
period where they're just
true.
going on rampage and score heaps of points, like the Tigers did in round one, that's your key to defeat the Broncos at the moment, I think.
Yeah.
But you're gonna have to be very good in that defense.
Yeah, I think
very good in that 10 minutes.
and then there's been I don't think they're necessarily bad defensively. However, they are still conceding quite a few points. Like they only conceded 12 against the Tigers, which now looks like a pretty good game. Like now we look at that game and think the Broncos did actually quite well that game. Whereas early on we were attacking the Broncos for being so bad that game, but maybe it was just that we underestimated the Tigers, which I'm very surprised about. And on the other hand, the Rabbitohs, I mean, in the first half especially, they were very disappointing at the back end.
Yep.
Like I thought that there was no defense there. I think they struggled a bit in they managed to get a bit of it in the second second half, and they even I think there was a knock on just short of the line in the second half, and if that had gone on over,
Yeah.
then it could have been 24 or potentially gone a point. So the Rabbitohs, they definitely were in the game the entire time. I think that it was just that if you cut that last two tries at the end of the second half, then the Rabbitohs could have easily won.
Yeah.
And now I think it's finally time we go on to the final game of the round. This game.
Oh my god.
This game. It was entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
But I want to say it was quality football. It was just entertaining. Because it was very close. It was a high-scoring game. There was lots of variety in the tries that were scored. But the error count from both sides are poor. On top of that, the defense was very poor.
Both sides were, yeah.
Off Nico Hines.
Yeah, I think Nick Hines was poor. Liam, obviously you're the coach of the Sharks. Do you really have much to say on this game?
The only thing I can say on this game was Nico Hines would have cost us the game we lost. And we got away with murder. We shouldn't have won that game at all. It was a fact of we should have lost that game. We're very lucky to win it.
I think both these teams had a situation where if they had versed one of those top three teams, who I think at the moment are the Panthers, Seagulls, Tigers, or even maybe the Rabbitohs, right? I think they would have lost by a bit. And, Sharks versus the Broncos last week lost. It was versus the Tigers last week and lost, so I think it caps out. But if they want to make the top five, they have to fix up the defense, especially the Sharks. They've averaged 25 points so far this season. Their defense is so bad. I think the only defense worse than their defense at the moment is the Knights.
I don't know what's going on with the defense. Thought it would be good.
They actually have the exact same. They have the exact same points scored against them as the Knights.
I don't know what's going on there.
I just don't think that the Sharks' defense is up to scratch.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
I think our defense needs some work, and it's got a lot to work on, but not a lot that can be changed.
And I also think the
one
Eels.
thing I noticed about defense, which didn't really involve Hines, but Hines in attack had to be dropped.
Yeah. Neither team really managed to gain any momentum in this game. They scored a try, and then they'd give it up, and the other team would go score a try. Especially that moment where I think it was Nathan Brown. What were they doing off the kickoff after they hit 30 points?
Oh.
Biggest brain explosion ever.
If he doesn't throw that ball forward off the kickoff and just holds onto it, then the Eels win. There's no way that the Sharks could have gotten back into it.
They probably could have won. And look, from that point of view, you probably could have said they got away with it. I still think the Sharks were a better team overall, but I don't know if I necessarily would say either team deserved to win.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping removing Hines will do something to that, and Hughes at 5'8" will actually. Hughes will ignite his spark. I think Hughes with more ball, he's basically at 6, he's going to do more because I noticed Hines was getting a lot more ball. So if Hughes moves to 6, and I saw some good stuff from Hughes today, so I'm hoping he can ignite his spark.
Yeah, I'll say Hughes had a very good game. I think I gave him stallion points. He was very threatening at times. He always looked good with the ball in hand. I think, however, him and Papaneas were probably the two positives out of that Sharks performance. I think other than that, there's a lot of, I even though they won the game, but there's a lot more negatives to take out of that game.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think the Eels, there's only negatives. I can't think of one positive for the Eels. If they had won that game, right? One thing I will say about winning that game, they won that game, right? And they could look at it and say that, you won the game, now let's keep moving them forward. Maybe get them the energy to think, we got lucky with this game, let's make sure we don't get lucky next time, we win it deservingly. Or we don't get the other side of the coin and lose it because we'll play it like that again. That's the one positive. That's another positive.
Yeah, that's a positive for the Sharks, but yeah.
Anyone else have anything to say in that game?
Yep. Yep.
Alright then, I guess if anyone has anything else to say on any of the 5 games from this round. Time to move on to the team of the week.
Exciting.
This one was interesting, I'll say. This one was a lot easier to pick, but it sort of had it's a decent lineup here. Alright. So, our first player we have is Tom Dvorak at fullback. What's our thoughts on him at fullback?
He was pretty good. I didn't see his game.
Tommy really impressed me. I thought Tommy was really great. Broke the record for most run meters in the CRL. Got 3 tries. First ever player to get 3 tries. And yeah, he was just overall really, really, really good. I was happy with him.
By the way, is who's leading in Dally M points?
Who's leading? It is currently. I will post this later. Yeah, no, it's not Carrigan. It's Ryan Pappenhausen with 6. He's got a point
That's
every single
close.
game. At least 1 point every single game.
Yeah, it's fair.
Yeah, so yeah, obviously Pappenhausen is playing just beside fullback. It was only between him and Tom Trbojevic. He had Tom Trbojevic had more run meters and line breaks. So yeah, it's pretty obvious that was going to be Tom Trbojevic over Pappenhausen.
Yep.
The next position we have is wing, which this one was an interesting one. We have Jason Sub also from Manly and Stephen Crichton. I swear we're not biased. There's just a lot of good players in the Panthers and Eagles this week.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on those guys'
We're not
performances?
biased. Like, no, just kidding.
What are your thoughts on Nick?
Yeah, he was a mate.
I thought Stephen Crichton was really solid. Made a few good kick returns and scored a try.
Yep.
He scored a few tries down that wing, which I will say those tries were kind of slick for four standards. What about Jason Sub? What do you guys make of his performance?
Didn't say it.
Jason Saab was really solid on the kick returns. He made the 2nd most meters for Manly. So
Yeah, only behind Tom Trbojevic himself. So,
but yeah, so that was something to be excited about. He made a lot of meters and a lot of line breaks, and he played really well.
yeah, he was. I will say that he was really good for Manly. All right, in the centers, yeah, this one might stir up a few people. We have Will Kennedy and James Roberts. What are your thoughts on them and being in the team of the week?
Yep.
I think they were both pretty solid all around. I mean, they both weren't amazing, but they were certainly solid. And I think Will Kennedy scored a try even. So yeah, they were all right.
Yeah, I think Will Kennedy obviously I don't think he made more than like 70 or 80 meters. Will Kennedy scored a try, had a couple line breaks. He played decent. So I mean, there's not much else to really say on centers. There's not much to really point out. They don't really do much of the game, unfortunately. So they can have set on the week. All right. Our 5-8 of the week. This is another big one. I swear we're not biased. I know there's been every player apart from one has been coached by a player in this VC. I swear we're not biased, but the 5-8 here is Jake Clifford. What are your thoughts on his performance?
Didn't say it again.
He was good. I think he got a try assist, maybe 2. He scored a try. His first game, second year season, I think. No, his first game. He was pretty good.
Yeah, it's first.
He was pretty good.
My thoughts on Jake Clifford. Why the hell do you leave the Cowboys? Yeah, thanks.
He gets it. Anyway, yeah, I think Jake Clifford. I think he's a star for the future of the CRL. He played really well. Try assist, got a try. 2 try assists. Yeah, he really led that team. If it wasn't him carrying if it wasn't Tom Trbojevic carrying Manly, well, Jake Clifford definitely helped him out.
Yeah.
I'd say Clifford was a better player and leader than DC in this game.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I wouldn't say necessarily maybe a better leader, as that's sort of hard to tell with that stats. But Jake Clifford was definitely a better player than Jerry Evans. That, yeah. Jake Clifford really stood out there at 5'8". And our halfback of the round now, there was 2 between this one. This was between Jerome Hughes and Adam Reynolds. We ended up just giving it to Adam Reynolds over Jerome Hughes. What were your thoughts on him this week?
Yeah.
Yeah, look, Reynolds was exceptional. I thought Reynolds was really great. Got a lot of kick meters. Got about 100 meters, I think. And he scored a really, really nice try.
Yeah, that try was slick.
It was
Rob kicked through and he picked it up and scored. Yeah.
It was kind of convenient that he found these straps against his old club. Because that was his best game he's
Reynolds.
played. Yeah.
Oh, Reynolds. Yeah, he played pretty well from what I've heard. 2 try assists, I think, and a try. No, or just a try assist and a try.
He
It was just
scored.
one try,
He scored.
1 try.
One try.
He kicked well. He made 2 line breaks, just over 100 meters. Yeah, I think he played well. I sort of liked Reynolds because he sort of played a bit more. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but he sort of started to play a bit more for running game recently. Like
Yeah.
usually he's more of a playmaker, put a grub kick in, kick well. Maybe pass it to your 5'8", but he's sort of running ball. I really like that from Reynolds. I think it's a big reason the Broncos won today against the Rabbitohs.
Yeah, he played
Especially
really
after
well.
I would say that he's had a rather quiet start to the season, but against the Rabbitohs he was really good. Well, I guess it's time to move on to our props and our fullback. Starting with our props, we have Junior Totola and Tom Burgess. These props actually went head-to-head against in the Broncos-Rabbitohs game. So what are your thoughts on them? There's nothing else to really say about them. I mean, the props, they go for decent meters.
I thought that both of them were extremely well at making meters. Like, they had both 150 plus meters, I think. And that's extremely good for a prop. And Burgess had a lot of line breaks.
Yeah, and Junior Totola made 4 line breaks for a prop. That's extremely good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's all to say about those guys. I guess we'll move on to our next up we have our second rowers, which I think this might surprise a few people. We have Ewan Aiken and Dave Fafita. What are our thoughts on these two boys?
Yeah, Fafita, 2 tries, 175 minutes, I think. He definitely deserved it. My opinion.
Yeah, Ewan Aiken, I thought he played great. I think the move, the second row, although a bit controversial to begin with, it's definitely worked at the moment for Manly. Yeah, I think there's not much to really say about him. 117 run meters, 2 line breaks.
I thought David Fafita was great. He kind of played like a third playmaker, if you will. He played like another 5'8". He was
Yeah.
Ball playing back row.
He set up a try, I think. And he was really good.
Like Benji Marshall.
Yeah,
In 2021.
exactly like Benji Marshall. He set up a try and
He got 2 tries. He got
Two.
try
he got 2.
2 tries, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, he set up 2 tries, and they were both to
Priden, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, both. Well, I think the first one he was big and strong enough to where both the center and winger pushed up on him when he got past the second row. He threw the ball out, beautiful ball, Crichton went over on the wing, untouched. The second one, because the wing sort of stood back a bit, waiting for the ball. The ball still went out, but he left Crichton enough space for him to do work himself, and he scored anyway. So yeah, he's definitely shot a bit of a ball playing background. Not used to what we're used to with Fafita, but it's definitely working at the moment. Yeah, he's definitely been. He's also. I think he's a really good pickup for Penrith so far. This season could potentially get by of the year. We'll wait and see. David Fafita.
Maybe.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to pop it out.
Wait,
All right, let's
Gonna
go
be
on to
interesting.
the lock of the year, which is not lock of the year, lock of the
Luck of the week.
lock of the week. We have Cameron McKinnon's. What are your thoughts on him this week, boys?
I won't
He
say
was-
anything because he's one of my players, and I'll be.
He had
my
a
own
decent.
advice
I only
there.
paid attention to the game. He had a decent game, but I saw. To let you know.
Yeah, he had
Thanks for
2
listening.
try assists, 3 line breaks. Yeah, he just overall again sort of like a ball playing lock. Sort of worked around. Managed to make a couple line breaks by running into gaps. Broke off a couple of tackles. He just had an overall decent game.
Yep.
All right, I guess we'll move on to our bench then. Now, obviously, the bench each week's very hard to pick, but I think these 4 boys they definitely stood up from the bench. We have Junior Tolo at 14. Any thoughts on him?
Junior Polo.
Yeah.
You should tell. Anyways, he was
You said
good.
Totola, yeah.
Did I?
Yeah.
I'm Junior Paulo. I'm so just ignore
He
that.
was.
Junior Paulo.
He was great at the bench. That's all. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, especially since he only played 20 minutes, he still made 80 meters or something.
That's pretty good for a bench forward, I'm not gonna lie.
Have a look at him. Paulo. Yeah, he made it 75 meters, yeah. 3 line breaks. So, just an overall decent game. Definitely, he was good enough, whereas the Eels didn't really have to stress when the starting forwards came off. I think he probably wanted to prove the coach that it was wrong for dropping him, and I don't think he deserved to be dropped. We'll talk a bit more about that later, but yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have at 15, Zane Musgrove. All for him.
Yeah, I didn't
I
say
think he just sort of was decent off the bench, nothing really special, but he
Yeah.
was decent. Yeah, that's I don't really. And then the next guy we have Hamasele, which I think it was here last week.
Back.
He's just
Yeah.
he's just playing really well at lock when he comes on. Yeah, he's just playing really well for him. There's nothing much else to say. He's just playing really well.
Yeah.
And then the final guy, which got a little article named after him by the match report committee, is Tyrone Peachy. He was awesome off the bench.
Yep. Very good. 2 tries in the first 5 minutes, I think it
Tigers
was.
feeling peachy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think scored a double, played really good. All right, I guess it's time to move on to our power rankings.
Let's
This
go.
is this is a big one. So we have a couple changes this week. We haven't changed as much as we have in previous weeks. Since the first 2 weeks, there wasn't really much to there was a lot to change because we were completely off of what we thought originally, but teams are moving around now. So I guess we'll go team by team. The first team we have on the power rankings, placed first, we have the Penrith Panthers. Haven't changed. I mean, there's no reason to change them, is there?
Exactly.
They had a loss, maybe.
If they had a loss, they probably would have dropped below the Eagles.
Yeah, definitely.
But for the moment, they stay number one, and yeah, they've been really good. The second team in the power rankings we have is the Manly Seagulls. Again, same thing. There's no reason to drop them, really, is there?
Yeah.
They've been really good. I think we've just been a decent team overall.
Yeah, obviously we've been pretty good. In attack, we scored a lot of points. I think a lot of our players are starting to click now, and we just need to get penalties out of our game. And
Yeah, I still think that a big concern is their defense. Obviously, they conceded probably too many points over than I would have liked. But if you don't think concerned, then I guess that shouldn't be concerned for them, should I?
yeah, no.
And this is actually our
Yeah, no, I don't see it as a concern at all. I think we literally have the second best for and against in the league, other than the Tigers, and
that's true.
the least amount of points conceded
That's
other
true.
than the Tigers. So
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that. You also scored the second most points in the league. So yeah, you guys are doing pretty well then, I guess. Yeah, your defense is the fourth best in the league. So I mean, there shouldn't be too much to be worried about then.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is actually our first change in the power rankings this week. With the third place Tigers moving up the third. I mean, they just keep on surprising, don't they? I think though it's going to be interesting to see whether time catches up to them and they start to fall backwards, or whether they can maintain this momentum.
Who do they play this week?
The rest of the nights.
I think it's more going to be. I think after round five. Round five. The versus Eagles. It's going to be a big game against the Eagles. I'm really looking forward to that one. And I know round one we'll trash in the Broncos after they lost to them. But maybe we just underestimated the Tigers. Yeah, I think round five is a big round. You've got a couple Western Sydney derbies. You got a Western Sydney derby. Sorry, you got a battle Sydney, and then you've got a couple big matches. So let's not talk about round five. Though. We're still on round 3 and 4. So and actually that leads them to our fourth team in the power rankings. Actually, the Broncos. They managed to move up to fourth, which I think is deservingly so.
Well deserved. Yeah, but well deserved.
As we said before, they have the ability to score lots of points. And then they do have the ability to concede lots of points though, which is a bit of an issue. I mean, it's not as bad as other teams. I'll say that. Like the Sharks are way worse. But they have conceded a couple points quickly before. Like against the Rabbitohs and the Sharks, I think they conceded a couple tries real quickly. both times. Like I think they conceded 2 tries in the last 10 minutes against the Sharks, and I think they conceded 2 tries in a 10-minute period against the Rabbitohs too. So we're interested to see if if that catches up to them, if they can stay good. Anything else? Anything to say on the Broncos?
Nope. I don't.
Guess we'll jump over to the Rabbitohs then. What were our thoughts on them so far?
Aren't they 1-2?
Exactly.
You couldn't have been. Yeah, who they versed the Panthers and
I
the
don't think they
Broncos
should be
early on.
fourth, to be honest.
I can't put them. I don't think we should have put them fourth though, because the team we're dropping down then is the. I want to say we've had tough draw.
When you go 1-2, I don't think power rankings are on where if you have a touch draw. I don't think that's taken into consideration. Power rankings simply to me are where results only.
Just later. Power rankings is how we think each team's going. And I think I can't put the Rabbitohs any higher for the sole reason that they did lose to the Broncos, which is why Broncos go 4th, Rabbitohs 5th.
Yeah.
And I think
We'll
it'll be interesting this week. I think if the Rabbitohs win this week, they'll definitely show them that they're a top team. But if they lose this week, that's when warning signs start to flash.
I'll tell you right now. You'll see it later, but I don't think the Rabbitohs are a great team, and I don't see that they're gonna even finish top 7.
I think if you don't think they finish the top 7, you're saying that either the Raiders, Roosters, or Knights go above them. I don't see either of those teams make out that bottom 3.
I'm confident that one of them 3 teams will get above them.
No, I can't. I'm sorry, I can't see it happening.
I mean, Tigers made a shock, so.
No, but Tigers made a shot from get-go. These 3 teams have started the season 4. You can't just look at me and think that either of those 3 teams are just going to start to switch and start winning games.
They could make changes.
What changes can either of those teams? Maybe the Knights can change stuff. But even so, I don't think the Knights are going to change the stuff enough. Knights are going to change stuff enough to get them out the bottom 3 at the moment.
They could. They have heaps to change.
Exactly.
But they're not going to win enough games to get themselves out the bottom 3.
They have such a hard. Knights have all the top tier teams.
They have the versus Tigers, Sharks, Rabbitohs, and then the Panthers.
Exactly.
That's a bloody hard draw. Like I'm sorry, I just don't think Rabbitohs can drop down far enough. I know the Knights can make changes, but they're not going to make enough changes where they can get out the top 3.
Rabbitohs haven't convinced me anything.
But
that's just I've just saying.
I mean, that's the point I keep bringing back. The only team they've won against was the Raiders, and then won before. But we'll have to wait and see whether they continue that whether they can get some more wins, or whether they're going to struggle a bit more. The 6th team in the power ranking now. This team's dropped despite them winning. Is the Sharks? Is this fair?
Fair
you think the Sharks dropped? Is fair?
They were impressive.
I think it's called for. Yeah. They haven't really. I mean, the only game they've really played well in was against the Raiders, but they still only won by 6 and they conceded 2 tries in the final 10 minutes.
I mean, he's going to take me under the radar, then sure.
We're rating you under the radar because they haven't showed us anything yet. They haven't made a statement. I think we said it last week and said Sharks had the perfect opportunity to make a statement and prove us wrong was this week. I don't think they proved anyone wrong.
Yeah.
They just sort of confirmed our suspicion. They didn't play well, and they're still not in there, in my opinion.
I think the Sharks need to win 13 plus against the Roosters.
I'm going to get into a reason why I think that the Sharks will improve.
And yet you didn't. And you're a top 2 team.
At the moment, they're in shambles. And I think, I know they won, but I still think they're in shambles. But what I will say is this team is even more shambles than the Sharks in 7th place view of the Eels. Eels are very, very close for them losing their entire season.
I think they could be disappointment of the year.
They're
If not, them
very,
Raiders
very,
or
They
Niners.
hyped
very, very
people
close.
up in the first 2 rounds, in the pre-season in the first round, and they haven't
What was
done
that?
anything since. They hyped people up in the first round and pre-season. That was it so far.
Yeah, they haven't. They're very, very close to losing their entire season. They need to win this week. If they lose this week, I'm writing them off.
I've written a few teams off, to be fair.
I've written the bottom 3 teams off. But if the Eagles lose this week, I'm putting them in that boat too, which would leave 6 teams.
Which means only one team will make it, not make it, in your opinion.
Yeah. If the Eagles lose this week. If they win this week, I'm happy to keep them in there. But they need to win this week. And it's going to be a big game between the Rabbitohs and the Eagles this week. The loser will have only one game at the first 4 games, and it's going to be big hill to climb to try to make sure they make finals. So I'll pretty much have to win 4 of their remaining 5 games.
Yeah, which is going to be not going to be easy.
Yeah.
I
Anyone
can't
else
say
have
it's
anything to
anything 4 out of 5.
Yeah, that would be. It's going to be a very hard road for whoever loses out the Eagles and Rabbitohs. Anyone else have anything to say on this game? This team.
No.
This team.
No.
All right.
I'm
I
going
guess
to
it's time to move
predictions.
on.
Hey, so I'm interrupting this just to quickly say that the audio for the Raiders and the Roosters, the 8th and 9th place teams on the power rankings, broke. I'm not entirely sure what happened, but the audio just completely fucked up and I can't fix it. I've been trying to fix it, I can't. So I'll basically just sum up what we said. We touched on the fact that the Raiders were 8th on the power rankings and that they had been decent, but they weren't good enough and they weren't going to go anywhere for the rest of the season. We basically just said that they had no chance of making finals, and we were really disappointed with them. And then for 9th place, we had the Roosters, and we basically said that the Roosters, out of the bottom 3 at the moment, the Roosters were the most likely to end up in finals, even though we've got them a spot below. I don't know how that works, but we'll just go with it. So that was basically it. I just wanted to interject because I thought it would be weird if I kind of just cut it there and didn't tell you what happened. So audio broke. Raiders 8th, Roosters 9th.
And I guess that leaves up after our name for the 9th team, and I guess once again, 10th place Knights. If you're the Knights coach, what do you do?
Just make a smart lineup.
Not stuff I can play.
Look, the Knights selection is fucking horrendous. It is absolutely terrible. They just have not gotten their team right at all, not even slightly. And there's one name that I keep seeing in this fucking team, and it's Franklin Pele.
Yeah.
We could talk about it literally every week.
Franklin Pele should not be in this team.
And why has he dropped Jordan McLean out of all the players that were starting? Like, if you're going to drop Jordan McLean, start Daniel Saifidi, not fucking Franklin Pele.
Exactly.
Their entire team selection, the entirety of it, is just completely wrong.
It is.
And they really need to fix it quickly. It'd be a quick fix. There's not much there that's stopping them from doing well. They have the squad there. They just need to fucking fix up their team selection. It's so bad.
Exactly.
Yeah, it is pretty awful. I will say, I don't mind the idea of playing Pong at 5 months from the halfback role. That's not even the problem.
That was
people will be putting Josh in that decision. I just think it's the selection of the forward pack.
Yeah.
Like the 14, 15, 16, 17, and the starting props.
Look, the Knights selection at the moment is purely based on what the Knights coach, the players the Knights coach like. So, for example, Franklin Pele. Right now, he is not picking the players that should be in this team because he doesn't like them. I had a conversation with the Knights coach, we talked about it. But right now, 4 of his top 15 players are not in the team, which is absolutely atrocious. 4 of the top 15 players.
What? Who are they?
It's currently David Clemmer, Lachlan Fitzgibbon, Tui Kamakamika, and Xavier Coates.
Can someone tell me why Xavier Coates out of all players got dropped?
Yeah, why did he get dropped?
Why Edric Lee? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, why is I don't get the point of moving Bailey Simonton to the wingers. Like, it just doesn't. It baffles me what some of these decisions are.
Look, the Knights are making changes. There's no doubt that they're making changes, but they're the completely wrong changes to this team.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think it could be easily solved with just a few easy changes. I think Tui Kamakamika coming into the side rather than Franklin Pele. That's already a silver-rated player in the team. Lachlan Fitzgibbon into the side. That's another easy fix. That's another high-rated player that isn't in the team. They just need more.
Exactly.
They need more players. And in fact, I would actually put either Brian Toto or Xavier Coates at fullback rather than Matt Doherty.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think Coates would be better than two fullback.
If you fed him the ball, he'd be really good at fullback. I think he could be very
I also
similar to
think that
Papian.
some of these decisions, it baffles me. Some of the players starting.
Exactly.
Yeah, he still has bloody. Why does he have Raymond Mariner on the bench at all?
Don't know. Some of these are just
I don't know.
really
If
idiotic.
you're gonna pick Raymond Mariner, why not pick Lachlan Fitzgibbon? Same position.
Yeah.
Higher rated.
Terrible.
Yeah. Knights are in shambles. Could we see the first sack in the CRL? Ooh.
Maybe.
We could.
I have hit people that there may be sacks if you don't make your best lineup selection. So, Knights coach, watch out, mate. Better make a run for it now.
Is he gonna watch this?
I don't know, maybe. If you are watching this, go Jason Farrell.
Gotta watch that.
I do not come to benefit the SRL. But if you're not watching this, you better you better fix your lineup up. Otherwise, there could be some severe consequences for you. Yeah, but I think that lineup selection has been awful. We'll move on to the we have to go into our mid-season night predictions, right? I'm just going one by one. Ash, do you want to start us off?
Oh, hang on.
Mid-season night
Let me get it. Let me find it. Okay, I got it. So first place, I have the Penrith Panthers. My team, probably being biased there, but second place, Manly. Third, Rabbitohs. Fourth, Brisbane. Fifth, Tigers. Sixth, the Sharks. Seventh, I have the Eels. Eighth, the Raiders. Ninth, Roosters, and 10th, the Knights.
Interesting. Chili, do you want to go next?
Alrighty then. I have the Panthers in first. I have Manly in second. I have the Rabbitohs in third. I have the Tigers in fourth. The Broncos in fifth. The Sharks in sixth. The Eels in seventh. The Raiders in eighth. The Roosters in ninth. And to no one's surprise, I have the Knights in 10th.
Interesting. Liam, do you want to go?
Sure. Let me find them. Sorry. Mine are. So here they are. They're. Okay, so one is I've got a very bold ladder. One is the Tigers. I know it's a bit bold, but I think the Tigers have just proved me so much that I think they can be a team that finishes first.
They haven't really versed any of the top three teams yet. Top 3 or 2 teams.
I can't say. I think the Panthers the Panthers especially are on a bit of a. Especially only winning by 6 to the Raiders. Even though I only won by 6 to the Raiders, I don't think we've been good either. I think they're cruising a little bit too much.
Didn't you say the Tigers are also cruising a little bit too much?
No, I only said the Panthers are cruising. I didn't say the Tigers cruising.
Couldn't you say that though? Using the reason they are.
Yeah.
I think in the end, I think this is the Tigers' limit. I think Panthers have another level to go for.
2 Seagulls, 3 Broncos, 4 Panthers, 5 Sharks, 6 Roosters, 7 Eels, 8 Rabbitohs, 9 Raiders, 10 Knights.
Where'd you have Roosters?
Mine. I have Roosters in 6th. I have them going under a run.
No, I can't see it happening. I'll go over mine and we'll just I'll go over mine, then we'll just quickly bully Liam about his ladder prediction, and then we'll go on to the next.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the plan here. All right, so first Panthers, second Seagulls. This is my boldest prediction I have. I have Sharks getting third. I think they have too good of a lineup to get any lower, to be honest. I think they will go on a run eventually and get up there. Fourth Tigers, fifth Broncos, sixth Eels, seventh Rabbitohs, eighth Raiders, ninth Roosters, and unfortunately, just like everyone else, 10th Knights.
Yeah.
I can't see. I just can't. Unfortunate for you, Liam. I can't. Oh, not for unfortunate for you, but I just can't. I don't know how you have the Tigers that I know they've been good, right? But I think they're at their limit. I think they're at their max, and I think that the Seagulls, Panthers,
my big
Sharks,
one is
Broncos. I think they all have a better best than the Tigers' best is at. They're just at their best already.
Yeah. I'll give my bold. My thing that I thought was the most bold about mine. Putting Rabbitohs low seemed to be pretty bold, which I didn't say it was very bold. I don't think Rabbitohs. They're they're 1-2 and what they're getting called a good team. Like they're one loss away and they could be down there.
I mean that is true, and I think this game against the Eels is going to be very big. We'll get into it a bit of a moment, but I just think that I know I have Rabbitohs 7, so I'm only one spot off 8, but I just can't see any team going down into that bottom 3. They're too good.
Maybe you could maybe be right by a spot, but
I just think that they're just too bad for any team to drop down below them at the moment. Maybe the only thing I could see Raiders going on a run if they get their act together. Could start this week. Could start in a couple of weeks. But maybe Roosters could go on a run. Knights, they'll stay last. Anyway, unless anyone has anything, I think we'll go on to the predictions for this round.
There we go.
Alright, so the first game of the round is the Seagulls versus Raiders. What are our thoughts on this game?
Honestly, I think this is the week that the Raiders could click, and I know it's against my team, but it kind of scares me that the Raiders have a really good team. It's that simple. Tamalolo, Hammer, Fogarty, Whiten, they have a really, really good team, and it's going to be close. I mean, the game against the Panthers was extremely close. They were leading for most of that match, and they could have won.
I mean, they could have, but I think it was more on the fact that the Panthers didn't play very well at all.
Yeah, I know, but look, it's going to be tough. But I think that even though it's going to be tough, I think Manly will get home.
Yeah, on that note, I think look, part of me wants to say that the Raiders are going to step into it this week and beat the Seagulls. But based on what we've seen so far, I'm going to predict the magic one doesn't get waived yet, and I'll say that the Seagulls win 13+. I think it'll be a big game. Because, like, I know you said that they competed with the Panthers, but I think if the Panthers had it versus the Seagulls, they would have got absolutely destroyed this week. If they versus the Seagulls round 3 instead of last week, they would have got flogged. That's how bad they played, I think. They just seem down for Mark.
I think Manly will win. 1-12. I'm trying to think of the scoreline. 20 points to 12. I'm gonna be the scoreline.
What about you, Liam?
Going with I'm gonna go Manly 1-12. I'm gonna go Manly 29-25. I don't know. No, I'm not going that. I'm going 24-22. That was a silly score.
I guess we're going to our next game in the round. Obviously, it's Magic round, so these games happen 5 games in a row on a Saturday. It's going to be awesome. Our next game we have is the Tigers taking on the Newcastle Knights. What are our thoughts on this game?
Tigers there in plus.
Yeah, I can't see that close.
30-0.
I'm going to say Tigers. I'm going to say Tigers 1-12. No, 13+. There's no reason to go 1-12 at this point.
Easily 13+. This Knights team is horrendous.
It's the worst one to put out. I'm sorry, Knights coach. We keep talking trash about you.
Can we
But
stop talking trash about him? I think we would have got under an hour easily if we didn't talk trash about the Knights.
yeah, no, we just keep going on about it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Knights coach. We keep going on about you, mate. But
We're under an hour.
What time? How long are we going for?
50 minutes, dude. About 50 minutes.
Well, we'll go over it.
I don't know.
You think?
all right, yeah, I can't see. I'm sorry, Knights. I can't see you guys getting close. I'll say Jackson Hastings picks up man of the match again. We'll set up a couple tries.
I wouldn't be surprised.
And also, we finish down that game.
No.
All right then.
Hastings to crossover.
Next game. Now, this is the one I really want to say a few things about this game because I have a bold prediction about this game, which we'll get into in a second. The Broncos taking on the Panthers. What are our thoughts in this game?
I'm thinking the Broncos could really make a statement here. This is the game they could. And again, make them another statement. Yeah, and I think. Oh no, I think I may be a little bit too bold to pick against the Panthers, so I'll probably go Panthers. I'll go Panthers 28 to 24. Broncos will score. I think Broncos. I'm gonna go bold and go. Broncos are gonna be up 24-6 at halftime, and Panthers are gonna come back, win the game. Panthers
Yeah, I think
get some spark from their coach.
I think it'll be really similar to the Sharks Eels game in the sense that it was like ping pong. It was like you score, I score.
I don't think it'll be as high scoring, no.
Yeah, I still think it'll be back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and I think that Penrith will just get home in the end by 12.
I'm gonna say now. This is what I think, right? I do kind of agree with you, Liam, that Panthers are waiting to lose. I do still think they'll win the premiership, but I think they'll lose this game and it'll be a massive wake-up call to them. And I'm going to tip them. I'm going to tip the Broncos by 1. I'm going to say it's a field goal that separates them. I think in front of the home crowd, Broncos, I know they have the way disadvantage, the home ground disadvantage as that's sort of been done in CRL so far. Although the last 3 games off the ground were won by home teams. But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna say I just think the Broncos are just gonna win it here. I don't know why. I just think they're winning it, and I think it'll be Broncos winning, and Panthers will suffer their first loss of the season. So yeah,
I'm gonna say
go
we'll win by.
12.
I think we'll win by a penalty goal. Last minutes of the game will be like 18 all. Keep penalty goal to win. 20 points 18.
Interesting.
Yeah, man. That's an interesting one.
Now the next game of the round is going to be between the Sharks and the Roosters. Both Sharks. They won. They just gonna have trouble against the against the Eels. But this is a Roosters they're versing. They haven't done great so far this season. They're currently 8th on the ladder. I have to say Sharks 13 plus.
I'm gonna say Sharks 1 to 12. Sharks 1 to 12.
What do you?
I'm going to continue with my Roosters love. I'm going to say Roosters 1 to 12. And honestly, I don't care what you guys think.
That's very interesting. Well, I don't think the Sharks Roosters I would not be getting near the Sharks at the moment.
I think,
do you want to elaborate a bit more on that?
I'll say one thing. I'll say one thing about us. I think you got to take into account some of the changes they made. But yeah, I
that's true. And if your changes, if the dropping of Nico Hines doesn't work, which I don't think he deserves to be dropped entirely, Nico Hines.
Yeah.
I put him. I don't want 2 halves in the side. 3 halves.
I think maybe you could have chucked him at centre.
Maybe. If my centers if Connor Tracy isn't good this week, maybe I could reconsider that. But
you could also think about maybe I just don't think that. I don't know. I just don't think he deserved it. Yeah, I think he should have given it another chance. He was bad, yes, but it was only 1 game. I think he's been decent enough in the other games to warrant being selected again. It's like if Papenhauser came out against the Roosters, right, and just was awful, would you drop him?
no, But I actually didn't think Nico Hines has been good in any of those 3 games. I didn't think Nico Hines has been good in any of those 3 games.
I think it's a bit harsh, to be honest. I think if he played bad this week, yeah, drop him. He was awful then. But I think it's been decent enough to warrant selection one more week. And I also don't know. I don't know if I like the decision of moving Tino to prop. I think it doesn't give him enough time. I would have liked him to see him stay at second row for the whole game.
I mean,
and also, it seems that have you also dropped Toby Rudolph?
Yeah, I kind of got that from someone. I kind of
Why would you drop Toby Rudolph out of the line? I thought you said put him to the bench. Why would you drop out the side?
Because I couldn't get him in my side if Braden Hewitt
drop T. Walton. I would have dropped T. Walton for him. I don't know why you've stuck him, dropped down the side entirely. In my opinion,
I had a brain fart.
But Joel Hume list, I'll still tip the Sharks here first. I'll go 1-12 Sharks now.
Same.
I talked too much crap about the team.
I want to say about 1. I think Josh about 1 and Golden Point.
Well, we haven't actually seen a Golden Point game yet, which is fine. And I guess we should move on to the final game of the round. Once again, every time a team got the final game of the round, it's supposed to point one of the most exciting. Will the trend continue? It's happened 2 weeks in a row, I'd say, with the Eels versus the Rabbitohs. This game is going to tell a lot about the season moving forward.
It will.
One of these teams is going to go in next. Is going to be basically next week, going in, and they will. Well, basically they'll be going. They'll be after this game. They'll be down with 1 win off the 4 rounds. The other team, 2 out of 4, they're going to be going towards top 5. Big game. Who we tipping?
Who is it? It's Rabbitohs. Eels. Eels 13 plus. Eels 13 plus.
I always will make finals.
This one.
Eels.
I'll be honest, I'm going to call them this one. Part of me thinks that the Rabbitohs part of me thinks both these teams are too good to go down 1 from 4. But I think that the Eels are going to be called out this week. And I think the Rabbitohs are slightly ahead of them at the moment, and I'm going to tip the Rabbitohs by 1-12.
Fair.
I think Eels will have a better end of the season than them, but for now, I'm tipping the Rabbitohs to take it. 1-12.
Fair.
I
guess it could.
Anyone else have anything on to that game?
Nah.
Alright. That's all from us. See you guys later.